Hey guys, this is Andrew Lee, your health insurance guy and also CEO of Health Mutual Network. And I just wanted to make this fun video. I know it's definitely fun for me. And I know it's not fun for you guys because you guys don't wake up every day and say, hey, I want to hear about health insurance from this guy on YouTube. Um, I live, breathe, eat this stuff, and I love it. So I'm more than happy to sort of show you or share with you, what I know. So, how do we qualify for Affordable Care Act plans? Again, this is probably the only option we have if you're not offered employer coverage, if you're not on COBRA, if you're not if you're not on privatized insurance, if you're not, through the military offered VA, whatever the case is. Then you would have to go on either a subsidized or non-subsidized if you make too much money, a subsidized policy through the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. I'm sure you guys have heard those terms, but just wanted to differentiate that, or actually let you know that it's the same thing, right? The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare, so they are interchangeable in terms. So, some things to know about the Affordable Care Act. So, your income is what's going to determine, for the most part, your income is what's going to determine how much you pay per year. Your income, your household size, your age, your residency, your location, that's all going to come into play when you're trying to get subsidies, right? So we have to calculate all that. If you don't want to do all this work, you can reach out to an agent like myself. It's free to work with us. So we know this stuff like the back of our hands. This is me doing this for over a decade. So, if you reach out, of course, I can help or my team can help. But your income, for you to qualify, your income, let's say if you're a household of one, in, let's say the state that I'm in is California. For a household of one to qualify, you'd have to be at around 21,870 to qualify for subsidies for one. But just to put it into percentages, it's 138% of the federal poverty level chart or below for Medicaid expansion states, which are most states, and 100% of the FPL, the federal poverty level or below for non-expansion states. Okay, so again, income is the projected income throughout the year, what you think you're going to make for the rest of the year. Again, we're not fortune tellers, but you have a good idea of what you think you're going to make. You can break that up into monthly, weekly. You can break that up into yearly, however you want. But let the application or your agent know if your income is going to change, because we don't want you owing a whole bunch of money come tax season. That's our job to protect you on that. Now, another reason, again, another factor to qualifying for an ACA policy is you must be at least 19 years old to qualify. If you're under, then you're most likely going to be on a Medicaid policy or on your parents' plan. You have to be a lawful resident here, right? Be a U.S. citizen. Certain states you can be an I-10 holder, you can have a green card, but for the most part, you do have to be lawfully present here. Also, you have to reside in the state that you're trying to get coverage in. You do have to have an address there, so make sure you do reside in the state that you're wanting coverage in for two reasons. One, because they need somewhere to send the mail, and two, we need to find out where your network is. We need to put you in a certain network close to you so that you're not just roaming all over the place and your doctor's miles and miles and miles down where we can just find one right next to you. So we need to know that kind of information so that we can get you the right plan, and it's going to be comfortable for you to use the health insurance as opposed to getting the runaround from either the office or the insurance company themselves. So family size, of course, comes into play. Again, somebody that's making, let's say, $50,000 as a single compared to somebody that's making $50,000 with a household of four, they're not going to have the same premium. By the way, the person that has $50,000 with a household of one is going to pay more than the person that has four people in their household that's making the same money, because they're claiming dependents, right? So their their premium is most likely going to be lower than the person with just one with the same exact income. So the household size matters. A lot of people get it confused where I get this question all the time. Hey Andrew, I was working on the application where it says household size. Do I have to include my roommates? I'm like, well, no, your roommates are not part of your taxes. And another funny one is, I mean, this is just a joke, but can I claim my dogs as dependents? Obviously the answer is no. So it's not the physical household size, it's the actual household size according to taxes. So just want to differentiate that so that you're not confused on that. Also, again, if you're offered employer coverage, you cannot get an ACA policy. You can't. You can get it full price outside of the marketplace, or I mean, you can technically get it through the marketplace without subsidies. But if you're in that kind of situation, I mean, it's gonna cost a lot of money to have a secondary coverage. So you might as well just have your employer coverage. But if you let's say if you have really bad coverage that they offered, but it's still major medical. And of course, the way that they track it is, companies, especially with 50 employees and over, have to report that they offered, benefits to their employees. So that's how they find out that you didn't take their insurance or that you didn't have insurance, and then you get taxed on that, right? On the 1095A form. So if you feel like you're making too little for what they're charging at work, under 9.5% of what the actual premium is going to be, if that's what your annual income is going to be, then you can qualify for an ACA policy. So that's one caveat there. So how to actually apply is, if you're autonomous, you can do it yourself. It takes a little while to do so, and then there's a lot of moving factors with the application, documents to submit. The easiest way, I mean, it's free to work with an agent like myself, is to just reach out to us. I mean, we know what we're doing. We can get this done pretty quickly. And again, it's free to work with us. So, and we can differentiate like what your actual needs analysis, like if somebody in your family is like a diabetic, right? For example, and you are healthy, and then your husband has their own set of issues, and whatever the case is, we're going to personalize and customize everything in that phone call. So it's just very important to just have a friend to talk to about that and just have some actual professional advice. Then of course we choose a plan, we apply for subsidies, and of course, if you're needing dental, if you're needing ancillary products like cancer, heart attack, stroke, if you feel like you need some extra coverage on that, of course, those plans are available for hospitalization as well too. So remember, open enrollment generally starts on, and I'm saying generally because every state's can have different end dates for their open enrollment, and this is when you can make your choices without having a qualifying life event. During that time, it's going to be November 1st all the way until January 15th, and then January 31st for some states. And then, of course, some states will have their own respective extensions for people that haven't enrolled on time. And, so there's a lot of, there could be more SEPs, qualifying life events that can happen as well too after open enrollment. So it's good to also have an agent, just like how you have a tax an accountant, a doctor, a car guy, just to have some maintenance on your policy. Hey, Andrew, how's my policy doing? Right? You just want somebody to talk to about that. So that's very, very important to have that kind of information and that kind of know-how, knowing that you're not really doing all too much. All you have to do is call your insurance agent, and then we'll remind you of what you have and where you're at, and if you need to change anything. So once all that's good to go and all the boxes are checked off, then we enroll together. From there, I become your agent, or you can apply yourself, and then you pay your premium. And once you do all that, your cards and brochures are on the way. Give it about a standard 7 to 10 business days. And if there's any other documents to sign, or if there's any documents to upload, like proof of residency, proof of income, again, that's where we come in and remind you and have a streamlined way of presenting a way to show that pretty easily, be it like a form that you can fill out that we created online, or just something easy like that, instead of having to print out papers and all that good stuff. we can take care of all that for you. So feel free to reach out to us if you do need help. But hopefully this video helped out, and it maybe debunked maybe some of the things you thought were, related with health insurance and employer coverage, but it wasn't. Or if you learned something new today and you're like, hey, Andrew, because of this information, I'm finally going to get health insurance, feel free to reach out to me. My direct dial is going to be 323-844-8471. You can also email me. I'll give you my personal email, andrew@healthmutualnetwork.com, and I'd be more than happy to assist. So hopefully this video helped. Please like and subscribe so that I can give out more content for people that actually need this. Sometimes it's life or death. I've had testimonials about people that watched my videos that said, Andrew, I didn't know about this part. I'm so glad that I caught that, because if I hadn't, I would have paid that much more money. I've had testimonials. So, I like to make this kind of content for the greater good and for public information. So please like and subscribe, and please share to anybody that needs to watch this. But until the next time, I will be grinding and trying to figure out what kind of other content I should bring you guys. And while I do that, I will keep you guys in the loop. We also have a group, Cover California /Medicare support group on Facebook. You guys can post any of your questions there if you want. But if you're not going to do that, then I'll see you at the next video. Take care, guys.